What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge, or should I say the toy room with me today, because I'm just hanging out here by the Terradrome, because, you know, somebody's got to keep an eye on these Cobra guys. You know, they're pretty bad dudes. You know, so anyways, but it is good to have you with me today, because today we are doing a toy review. And hey, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know this: the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about the things that we love, things like TV shows, games, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes, comic books, toys. Oh yes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that you like, if those are the kind of things that you dig and kind of explain your existence, then we would love to have you here on the channel. So please hit that subscribe button as well as that notifications bell so that you know when we put out new videos, because we're constantly putting out new content for you, because that's what this is all about. It's all for the people. We call you Nerd Family because we consider you family, and we would love to have you be a part of this. Now, today, we are continuing with our Arkham Asylum figures from DC Multiverse and McFarlane Toys. I can get that out. I can. I'm going to leave that in. McFarlane Toys with the Batman from that line. And so we've already done the Joker. We've talked about the Joker, and that it was a great figure. It's just one of my favorite figures that I've ever reviewed. I love the sculpting on that figure. And so now I'm looking forward to see what we get out of this Batman. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so here is Batman. He looks really good in his packaging. I love this DC Multiverse packaging. A lot of you know that I love the old Mattel packaging, the blue packaging, but this looks really sharp. It looks like an awesome collectible, and when you see it up on a peg somewhere, it looks fantastic. And so I just gotta say, the colors, the blue, the white, the black, it just pops out at you with, of course, the background that's in all of these that has a comic background. It looks fantastic. Let's take a look at that now. Up here, of course, it's got the typical 22 moving parts of articulation. It says McFarlane Toys up here with this new logo that's been showing up on these lately. It is for ages 12 and over. You can see in there it's got the DC Comics different Batman stuff. It says the death of Superman right there. That's an interesting thing, that's got the death of Superman in there. But it's got that and some other stuff. Of course, you can see Batman really well through the window itself. Down here at the bottom it says DC Multiverse, and it says Batman. Over here on the side it says Batman Arkham Asylum with the DC Multiverse logo up at the top, and of course the McFarlane Toys logo at the bottom. Over on the other side it's got the DC Multiverse logo there. It just says Batman right there, and once again the McFarlane Toys logo. Here on the back it says McFarlane Toys there, and it says Batman Arkham Asylum. Each figure comes with a collectible trading card, and this is the artwork that is on the trading card. Look at Batman. Man, that's just such a great pose and a great just scene right there. And of course right here it says source Batman Arkham Asylum video game from 2009. Still holds up, still looks really great. Down here at the bottom you can collect them all. Now we have pretty much reviewed all of these figures. We've done all of these figures, so you can find all of these right here on the channel. We did this, the new Joker that goes along with this Batman. We've done this Golden Armor Wonder Woman. We've done the regular Wonder Woman, both of those coming from the new upcoming movie Wonder Woman 1984. We've done this Batman from Detective Comics 1000. We've done the animated series Superman. And so you can find all those reviews here. And most of the reviews, I think the only two figures that we don't have from the original lineup are Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So we got to get the green guys. Over here, of course, if you have any complaints, which I know some of you do about these McFarlane Toys for some reason, but you can always contact them there, or you can give them some praise here on social media, or you can write them a good old-fashioned letter there at their P.O. box. So that's the box. That's all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and tear him open now and see what's inside. Once again, I always tell you guys, be very careful because you don't want to bend the card. You want to get that card out nice and keep it pristine, and we have done so. Here's his stand and all this trash now. We'll get rid of that. Here's Batman in the plastic. You can see he looks really good. All of his accessories are over here, and we'll go over those. Now, I always like to show you this because, yep, with this one, you want to be careful when you pull some of these out because you don't want to rip some of this stuff. He's got this rubber cape. It's kind of a heavy rubber. It's a nice thick rubber, but it does poke through the back here. So when you pull him out, you want to make sure that you get him all out in one piece and you're careful when you get him out. He doesn't really seem to have any more ties. Everything else seems to be on the other side except for these two little ties that are just kind of in there just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get him out. Got the cape out there. Got Batman out. And I should have taken the accessories out first because this guy came out right here. His Batarang came out and fell on the floor. You want to be careful that you don't lose these pieces. Let's take a look at what else he has. He's got kind of a grenade or something there. Comes with. He's got this Batarang that is before it folds out. And then he's got this thing, which is a gun. Now, one of the complaints that I've heard about the McFarlane toys, and I do have to agree, so far they've been very Batman-centric. Now, as a Superman fan and as a fan of other figures and other characters in DC, I do hope that they kind of get away from this a little bit, because even with the second wave, it appears that they're going again with more Batman figures. We're getting all of the dark multiverse figures, you know, the different versions of Batman. We're getting some cool ones like Azrael, which is really cool, and I'm looking forward to that. We're getting another Joker, another Batman. So it can be a little bit of overkill. But hopefully they start shifting away from just the Batman and giving us some other stuff. But hey, it's Arkham Asylum figures, so I mean, how can you complain about that, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure sculpting. Now, this is the long ear version of Batman. Everybody's got their own kind of favorite design and what they like. Personally, I like them to be a bit shorter than this. I kind of like the height that they were in Batman the movie with Michael Keaton. But these are a bit long. His face is a bit skinny here, but the sculpting is pretty good. Probably people are going to complain once again that his nose sticks out from underneath the cowl a little bit and doesn't completely cover it up, but you know, what are you going to do? His face is a little skinny, but he's got some nice sculpting here with the bat. The bat is actually, you know, it's actually sculpted and comes off of there. It's got some nice sculpting here with the different Kevlar and things like that he would have. This really nice belt here is really cool, and that's not just part of the figure. It's kind of both. It moves, and it's part of kind of the outward, I don't know, underwear part that you would talk about there. He's got some really cool gauntlets here that are made to look like metal, and some nice sculpting there, and some really nice work on the gloves, as you can see here. Some really nice etching on the gloves. That all looks really nice. And down here at the boots, also made to look like metal. Some nice sculpting there. And the back, of course, is completely different with the bands that go around there. The cape, like I said, is a heavy rubber. I kind of prefer rubber capes to cloth capes. I know some people like to have a nice cloth cape. I think that this, having the nice rubber cape, that if they do them well and they do them in a style that makes the figure look nice, like I think this one does, you know, I'm good with the rubber cape. I'm good with how that looks. Back here we got more pouches and just some design here on his back and on the back of his legs. So really good sculpting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. This guy has the typical articulation as to most of the McFarlane figures in the DC Multiverse. His head does bob up, you know, side to side. It does go up and down. He does have some fairly good upward motion and downward motion. Now this is, his head does go high up on the neck, and I know that that's a little bit controversial for some people, but with Batman figures, you almost kind of expect that now, you know, that it's going to go high up the neck so that they can get that nice cowl look to him. His head will go all the way around on the ball joint. He does have the typical butterfly joint there in the armpit, and he does, his arm will go all the way around. The cape doesn't really hinder that much. He has a bicep swivel. If I can hold on to that, he's got a bicep swivel right there. Now the Joker has a double bending elbow. This Batman has a single bending elbow, and this piece kind of protrudes here when you do it. So I think that's because of these gauntlets. You know, there's not a lot of room there, so you might have been able to go up a little bit there, but yeah, they chose to go with a single on that. The gauntlets do not go around, but the hands, of course, go around and will go up and down, and you can put it on that because they're those these new ball joints. And I'll tell you what, you know, people complain about these. I even complained about these a little bit at first because they were just different. Now it seems to be when I pose these figures, both with the ankle ball joints and with these, when I pose other figures, I feel like I want them to all be like this. His other arm will do the exact same thing as the left one. He does have the typical ab crunch for these figures, so we'll go up and down like that. He will spin it's on a ball joint, so he will spin right there. He also spins at the waist right above the belt. Batman does the splits very well, as you can see right there. He's got the typical joints there for the inner thighs. He does not have a thigh swivel, but he does have some good articulation with these thighs. You always want to be careful though, because if they're not put just right, you can accidentally pop that out of there. And once that's bent up, man, it's a pain in the butt sometimes to get it to go back. He does have a double bending knee, as you can see right there on both sides. And that looks really good. The leg does not swivel at the calf, but the foot goes all the way around because it's on that ball joint, that typical ball joint that you can see right there. So it does go up and down, and we'll go side to side, and you can get him in a lot of cool poses. And of course, his toe bends up because all the McFarlane toes bend up like that. And just in case you're wondering, the other leg does the exact same thing. Ow! Man, that pinched me. I went to go do that, and it pinched my finger. Let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories. First, we're going to go ahead and put him on his stand. He's got the DC stand right there, and he's got holes for the foot peg. We already went over these a little bit when I pulled them out, but as you can see here, this is a Batarang that is unfolded and is ready to be used. Put it in his hand pretty easy. You can either hold it right there by that, or you can hold it in the middle, however you want to display it. Batman also comes with one of these folded Batarangs, and you can, you know, put that in his hand kind of too. It's a little loose. I wish that they had a clip or something that, you know, the Batarang could go on right here. That'd be kind of cool, but there is nothing on the belt at all to do that. He also comes with this little canister here that you can put in his hand. And right there, that looks really good. Got everything right there. You can throw that, you can hold it, threaten people with it, whatever you want. And then finally, you got this gun right here that is kind of, I don't know if it's like a grappling gun. Some of you may recognize it. But goes in his hand right there. Like a rifle, but it obviously shoots out these things here, which looks like more kind of batarangs or grapples, so that he can use that to swing in and out of things and whatever. That's his accessories. Here is his card with this great artwork here on the front that you can see that looks really nice. And he's holding his Batarang there in his hand. Down here it says Batman, Batman Arkham Asylum. On the back, it's got the picture of Batman. This once again says Batman, Batman Arkham Asylum, data file, source Batman Arkham Asylum, video games 2009, real name Bruce Wayne, height 6'2", weight 210 pounds. And then once again, when his parents were gunned down in front of him, young Bruce Wayne resolved to rid Gotham City of the criminal element that took their lives. He trained extensively to achieve mental and physical perfection. In addition to mastering martial arts, detective techniques, and criminal psychology, dressing as a bat to prey on criminals' fears, Batman fights crime with the aid of specialized gadgets and vehicles operating out of his secretive Batcave below Wayne Manor. And it's got the DC Multiverse logo right there. All right, so here are just a couple of the other figures that are in the line. We've got Batman from Detective Comics 1000. We've got the Joker that goes along with this Batman from Arkham Asylum. And then we also have Harley Quinn. Of course, you can recreate all kinds of cool things with these two. These look really nice. This Batman looks really good compared to this Batman as far as height-wise. There's a lot of continuity there. And they both look really good. These are all really nice figures. And it just amazes me that this is a $20 figure. This is a $20 figure. And you look at it, you look at him next to him, look at the detail, look at the difference. This Joker was a $20 figure as well. But look at the detail difference. I mean, just in the sculpting, in the face, in the paint, everything. McFarlane has gone way out of his way to make these things look really great. And look, you may not like everything about him. You may not like the fact that he's got, you know, the 7-inch scale as opposed to the 6-inch scale. But they're really good figures, guys. And I don't understand why people have hated on them as much as they have. But I really enjoy them, and I hope that you do too. And I do see a lot of people coming around to these things, and I know that they go really quickly when they show up at the stores in my area. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of Batman from the DC Multiverse McFarlane Arkham Asylum Batman. And I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media so that we can keep the conversation going long after these videos are done, because that's what we want to do. We want to talk about the things that we love. I would love to see your toy collection. I would love to see the things that you like to collect and the way that you display them and have them up in maybe your toy room. What do you think of this figure? Do you like this figure? Is this something that you don't like? Are you like me? You hope that they do some other figures besides Batman figures, but you appreciate what they're doing here? Or do you just absolutely hate the McFarlane figures for some reason? Let me know. Let's have a conversation, all right? So do that today. So all that information is there. Also, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. You're fantastic. And I can't express to you enough how much I appreciate you all. Of course, speaking of Patreon, if you sign up between now and through the month of June, at the end of the month, we're going to give away this Weird Al Yankovic, the Complete Al DVD. So if you're a nerd like me, this is like a mockumentary of his life and things like that. It's sealed. It's right there. It can be yours. All you got to do is give as little as $1 even on the Patreon, and you're in the running for this. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me here in the toy room and for another toy review. I always love doing these things. I always love hearing your comments and your thoughts on the toys that we talk about. Well, until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, saying that soon, and very soon it seems, I will see you again in the toy aisle. Until next time, stay nerdy.